Ready for some TIG welding tips? I have one great one for you today, and it's all about how to sharpen tungsten. So in TIG welding, it's all about being clean. And anytime you dip the tungsten into the puddle or you run the filler rod into the tungsten, you've contaminated it. And you'll notice the arc turns green and starts wandering all over the place, and it results in a really crappy weld. So as soon as that happens, stop what you're doing, sharpen the tungsten again. Now there's a bunch of ways to do this. This guy, Chris Davenport, showed me an awesome way, and that was to stick the tungsten in a power drill. And I bought this one at Home Depot for like 30 bucks. And then sharpen this like on a belt sander or a grinding wheel, anything like that. But you can rotate it as you're doing it to get a nice smooth point at the end. So this thing here, I bought it at Harbor Freight for like $20, and it's a universal sharpener. You can use it on drill bits, all kinds of things. And it's got a diamond wheel on it. And all you do is take your $30 drill, your tungsten, put it on your $20 sharpener, and just like that, that thing is sharpened and ready to go again. Now the reason I'm using this is I bolted this thing to the wall next to my welding station. I don't use it for anything else. That keeps this from getting contaminated. The last thing you want to do is take your tungsten and sharpen it on a grinding wheel that you've used for other metals, or a belt sander that you've used for other metals. That's not doing yourself any help there. So then you just take it back out and you're ready to weld again. Okay, if you're wondering why I bought another drill just to sharpen my tungsten, it's because the tungsten, this one in particular, is only 1/16 of an inch in diameter, and a lot of power drills, the chucks don't close down small enough to hold that in there. So I went and found the smallest cordless drill I could find. This Ryobi, it's lithium powered. I think it was 30 bucks at Home Depot. Dirt cheap, and it will hold the tungsten. Here's another way to sharpen your tungsten, and I've done this before, although I don't recommend it. Disc sander on a die grinder. One of those wheels right there. Now this does work. This does sharpen the tungsten. The problem with this is because the disc is spinning this way, it'll actually put a swirl mark pattern into the tungsten. And if you look really closely when you're welding, the arc actually comes off like this, which you can compensate for that, but you shouldn't have to. So I don't necessarily recommend using that one. You can also use a grinding wheel. This totally works because you just hold it just like that, and note the grinding wheel is going with the grain of the tungsten, which is great. The problem is, in most shops and garages, you use your grinding wheel for a whole lot of other things, and the last thing you want is aluminum or steel or other random metals getting embedded in the end of your tungsten, because again, that contaminates it and doesn't help your weld. Cool and cheap.